Yo, yo, yo. This is the brand new show. Well, not quite the show yet, but this is the pre show, I guess you'd say, for ADHD Podcast. We're going to be diving into paranormal, philosophical, psychological, political, persuasions, perversions, purposes, you name it. We're going to go all over the place. We got ADHD, baby. Um, Joining me today, as always, co host Ira. Say hello to the people.
Hey guys, what's up?
She doesn't sound very
good.
excited right now. We're going to have to change that. My name is Nick, and we've got our great friends here on Pill.net, which is a cause that I don't like to sell things very often unless I really believe in them, and I really believe in this thing, man. I think it's the future against tech tyranny, if you ask me. It's the antithesis. It's the kryptonite. So we're here. They're supporting us, allowing us to be on their platform, and we'd like to give it back to them and promote them a little bit. And speaking of which, we happen to have co-creator of Pill.net waiting in the wings right now, Matthew Brown.
Hello.
Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Look at that timing.
Yeah.
Matt.
Are we live right now, or what's up?
Yeah. You're on the ADHD podcast on Pill.net.
Yeah, you guys got to work on this background.
The greatest platform ever.
This background's kind of lackluster a little bit.
There's no images, the backgrounds.
It's like what kind of a show are we running here?
The show is banking on good content, people.
just giving you shit. Anyway,
I love it, man.
cool. I'm glad. Like, this is your first show then, or what?
It's not the first show is going to be this. We're shooting
Next week.
Yeah, this coming Friday or Saturday. One of those big days to launch, and it's going to be detailing and documenting the facts, the fabrications, and all that in between of New World Order. So I think people are going to want to tune in for that one.
Cool.
It's going to be an awesome debut. Now, that's not going to be. We're not going to always be in those kind of dark fringes and stuff. We just needed a titillating launch. And we have a lot of info on that, on the New World Order, and I think a lot of people have been asking about that stuff. So
Cool.
Tonight we're going to do a little different. We're going to have just a fun little romp around. See, this is what we like to do. We like to go into these deep categories and conspiracies and all this stuff that everybody gets all sad and depressed about, and we like to have some fun while we dive into them. So tonight, Ira and I brought along a video that is a compilation of a bunch of different celebrities, just public figures, bugging out, for lack of a better word. Some people call this kind of behavior Tourette's. Some people call it mind control. Some people call it abduction. Who knows? But you're about to see the videos in the link to the right of the screen.
Did you share this? Did you
put
the
link again
on your? You should include the link on the Pill topic, so that everybody can go to it in their own leisure.
Great thinking.
If you have the link, I can just post it on there since I'm looking at it.
Yeah, we'll let our guest become the host again and just do all the duties. Sorry, man. You don't get a night off ever, buddy.
It's okay.
Ira, can you send him that link so he can do that? Cool.
I'm about to do it
Appreciate it.
Likewise. This is going to be fun, everybody out there. I hope some of you click it because, this might sound weird or whatever, but wait till you see some of these. The craziest one.
What is it? What is it though? So like people can prepare themselves. It's not like some sort of snuff film from space Biden, is it?
That's not how I get my kicks. Baiting people into falling into Biden snuff films accidentally.
Which kind of a show are you running here, Nick? Come on.
It gets crazy, but not that wild. No. So the craziest thing to me, and Ira, you'll have to tell me what you think, but Bill Clinton, when he was president of the United States, is sitting there about to give like a State of the Union or something in front of the camera, and he's just literally sitting there zoned out into space. I swear I don't think he blinked for like 5 minutes. The whole clip. You people tell us, but there's Lady Gaga like getting into a car, and she I don't know, she almost looks like she's like getting birthed like a butterfly or something. I don't know. I don't want to try to put my words on it because I'll just sound as foolish as they look, but they're glitching out. These celebrities are like glitching out in ways that's like very unexplainable, if you ask me.
Okay, all right. Let me just pause this here, and then I'm gonna share my screen. Can I share my screen?
That would be dope. Because then we can all sit here watching it together. Yeah, that'd be perfect. So other things that were so.
Can
Basically,
you let me know if you can see that now?
I'll keep you posted if and when I do.
What the hell is this? MK Ultra. Okay.
That's it. Yeah. So MK Ultra, by the way, is a CIA mind control program, and this is not conspiratorial or anything of that nature. There's countless FOIA
It's a
documents and
real
whatnot.
deal.
Yeah. I mean, you can't deny
So
it.
what? Who are these people?
Who's who? Oh, just watch
Okay.
the lady on the left.
Okay.
I think I know who you're talking about. But it's not casting on the screen yet. Just FYI. In the meantime, so MK Ultra was a CIA program, began in 1947, if I'm not mistaken, or it may have been 52 actually. Either way, it was a matter-of-fact state program, and it's based on mind control, brainwashing. They call it psychic driving, but they're interested in the scientific pursuit of understanding how to control one's mind. I forget the exact quote, but I should have pulled it up.
What? Bro, what? This video is playing while you're talking.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to put it on the screen.
It is on the screen.
No.
Not on mine.
It's not? Okay, 1 second here. Oh no, it's not. I have to switch this business on.
Oh, there
Okay.
it is.
Okay,
Nice.
1 second. Let's maximize. Okay. Yeah, this was getting weird. I was watching as you're like babbling over there.
I was just killing time waiting for you to put it on the screen. That's why I was babbling.
Oh, my bad.
So-
Okay.
All
Here we
good.
go.
We're diving in, people.
Okay, here we go.
To handling it in a professional manner, because sometimes it's hard for you to be
She's in public right now around like dozens of people.
Dada, you have one picture, Dada, please. Dada, for AJ, you have one picture, please.
Watch when she starts getting in the van, man. It's like freaking.
What the hell's going on here?
Watch her getting in this van. Shit, I don't know. Looks like a praying mantis or something. On her body. Why she's standing like that?
Dude, she's tripping balls.
Right? It's like tripping on something that's weird. Like, cause look at her right now.
Or, honestly, like knowing Lady Gaga. Not Lady Gaga, but I'm saying just like she's an actor,
Yeah.
and like this is just a show.
I think there's a very good argument for that. Absolutely.
Okay, well, let's
the
just
fact-
keep watching.
Yeah, this is not one of the most compelling ones. Wait till.
Okay.
I think they just put her at the beginning because it's Gaga. It's like star appeal.
Yeah.
This is where it gets a little weird though. Like she's acting. But the craziest part to me is not how she's acting. It's how everybody's standing around just like allowing her to. You know what I mean? This one's weird. Beyonce, unaware that she's being filmed on the sideline of a basketball game.
Okay.
Looking like a little kid, like in a daze already.
Oh, she's probably high.
High as fuck on something, man. She looks like
Wiz
she's like on-
Khalifa was high. That one I'd say he was so high at the moment.
Yeah, you did say that. It was 2 Chainz.
Oh, 2 Chainz. Yeah.
But dude, look at her, man. She looks like a little like 5-year-old or something to me. Like just like I don't know, man. I'm regrettably I have experience in the drug game, and I don't know any that make people act like that like regularly. I don't know. It's weird. And look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z looks like he's awkward, like trying to like he knows.
He's looking for a camera.
Yeah, exactly. He knows like she's doing it, and he's trying. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much
No,
into it.
he's looking up at the time clock for the game. They always, in basketball games, they always have that huge time clock and score clock
Yeah.
up in the middle, which is
Oh, there's 2 Chainz.
Dude,
He's
this
just
one's
high
so
as fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go with.
I don't know, man. It's weird.
No, they're on the
These aren't the best ones. Wait till it gets to Bill Clinton. Like that's. I don't think you can die. That's so bizarre.
we're here. We're for real. We're for real. Speaking of showing us two. Speaking of
It's like dazing off.
Dude, he needs a reboot.
showing us 2 Chainz, you got speaking of showing us 2 Chainz, you got a shot. 2 Chainz.
Yeah, it's not 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz, you there?
dude. He's just these people are just baked, perma baked.
Thanks for that sound effect. I appreciate that.
Remind yourself that you need to focus. And,
This guy, this motherfucker, this guy.
Son of a bitch.
but it is going to bother
Listen,
you.
listen to what he said. Some
I was human. I am human still.
busted.
But I was just referring to myself in the past. Not that I was not human.
Yeah, keep dancing out of that one.
I was human. I am human still.
Oops.
But
When I was human, that son of a bitch.
myself.
Right, Matt? Look, he's still trying to dance out of it. If it was a real mistake, he wouldn't be like focusing on like dismissing it. It would just roll up. This is the weird. I hate this clip. Fuck this guy.
Okay, you want to take off the hoodie?
No, I never take off this.
I know you don't. What's with that? There's a group of women in the audience that wish you would.
No.
Girls?
Whoa.
All right.
What's the matter with you, man? You're weird.
Can you explain
He's like,
what
I don't want to.
personalization
Girls, cuties.
is and why you did it and what's the value of it to your users?
Really good take off.
Take off the hoodie.
Go ahead.
You
What the
want
hell?
to? Go ahead.
Maybe I should take it off. What a weirdo, man.
You get some-
No, he's just deflecting.
You all
You're
right?
right.
This is a
Watch what she finds under his jacket. That's so weird.
What's under his jacket?
All right.
I don't want to ruin it. You're about to find out right now.
The mic.
Put it on your.
A
Put it on the
mic?
collar of your t-shirt.
No. You'll see. He takes it off and you'll see. She calls it out very clearly what I'm talking about.
We're not even yelling at you
Boobs?
yet.
Does he have man boobs?
We're not going to yell.
I'd rather hear you keep guessing.
No,
Keep ripping on Zuckerberg.
it's a company hoodie. We print our mission on the inside.
What?
Oh,
my
really?
God, the inside of the hoodie, everybody. Take a look. What is it? Making the.
Making the world more open and connected.
Oh my God, it's like a secret
Open
cult.
society.
Secret cult. She said.
Look at that. Making the world open and connected. Stream graph platform. And this
It's a
weird
straight up pentagram, bro.
is probably for.
Oh, it is. You're right.
Yeah. Well,
She said Illuminati.
No,
She said that's called
that's-
Illuminati.
Oh no.
no, that'd be a Star of
Weird
David.
symbol in the middle that is probably for.
Six sides though, right? That's a pentagram, I believe.
It's like a
Six
Wow.
sides.
Yeah.
That's
What?
weird symbol in the middle that is probably for the Illuminati. Oh my God, it's like a secret cult.
Her pentagram's 5 sides, right? And his hexagram is 6 sides.
Yeah, pentagram is 5. And, you know,
And so we're wondering
yeah.
Either way,
how we're going
hexagram's symbolic too for them, I think.
What? Okay.
Her handler's talking to her right now off camera. You can tell.
Yeah.
Somebody,
sorry.
some handler that's like got her in a hypnotized state. She can't even look at the camera.
Sorry about that. So I just was wondering
They
how
just
everyone's
came in.
doing.
What? They're just like awkwardly looking at her.
We lost
Yeah,
you.
they think we lost you. Her handler came in and is like terrifying her or something. I don't know. That's weird.
We have this new CNN ORC poll, which is quite a turnaround in
Well, that person just stroked out.
Right? I hope she's okay.
well, a very, very heavy debatation tonight. We had a very Darrison fight. Let's go hit Terrace chasing those for the bet to have the
Jesus, what?
We had
Right? Like, this is a news anchor. Like they don't get flustered like that. That's weird.
Darrison.
No, that's somebody having like a small seizure.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's something major.
Yeah.
Chasing those
And
to have the pet.
Oh God.
Oh,
Oh, that was kind of creepy.
Look at her. Does she blink?
It's like she should just ate like 3 brownies.
Whoa.
Sorry.
no, that's called a pet. I think a petit seizure.
It's a good way to die.
This one's weird. He's weird.
But I suppose it's because you had kind of a good day, and if you would have died, well, so be it. Is that it?
That's right. That's a good explanation. Have a sandwich, and let's go shopping.
No, he's high as fuck.
That would have been.
I was just gonna say this one could be drugs. I'm not sure which ones, but this he's just fucked up.
A good, or maybe there is a good day to die hard.
Yeah, I said it was.
You've had a rough year. You've
This
had a
one's
weird.
freaky.
test a lot of people. Illness in the family.
See, I don't think Britney was like
a
mind
breakup.
controlled. I just think she was
This
rebellion, like
spasm
being
of
rebellious, I guess.
All the Disney kids end up they're total like good role models when they're real young, and then they all go to become huge sluts when they're like 18. And she's one of the Disney girls. And watch how she acts right here.
Oh, weird. Ah, weird. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
What's up, girl? How you doing, Britt?
Yeah, it was a weird.
You see, it's the feed's a little slow. Like it's a lot more scared, like weird. Like you can see her bouncing from one emotion to the next, frame to frame. Like, frankly, name one child star from Disney that didn't end up fucked up.
I mean, there's some of them, but like
Maybe a rarity, but like more
J-
often than not, they end up like
yeah.
very very scandalous and.
Well, dealing with, that much fame early on in your life kind of has a negative impact on your life, or...
Fuck yeah, they shouldn't even be putting those kids in that spot.
Yeah,
There's no way you
they
can
just,
handle
like,
that well.
Yeah, all they say is like, I was so pressured that I just like wanted to break out.
Appearing in court
Is this
on
Amanda
charges of
Bynes?
smoking weed and
Yeah,
then
look at her.
out of a 36-floor apartment.
I hope
When
that's a
police
wig, girl.
insists she is fine, but
What?
recent events.
I hope that's a wig, Amanda, because that's some weird ass hair.
Oh.
Georgia sad
Looks like
stuff.
plastic Barbie doll.
This morning, Amanda Bynes denies it all, saying she never tossed anything out through
I
the
just want to
window.
get to the Bill Clinton one. It's well worth the wait.
What the fuck?
Yeah, look at her face, dude. Look at her eyes. They're
Well,
She's like glitching.
That's called Botox and Beano.
Dude, Al Roker here is weird. Like for a host of a show, this is a weird behavior, if you ask me.
Yes, exactly. Yes, like they say in Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost. Anyway, there's
Bang. Glitch.
memory
Glitch.
actually, it's a
Trigger.
day in history.
35 years ago today,
It's like-
Elvis Presley passed
Oh, he's having a
away. The
stroke.
king of rock and roll, and as Mark Cohn
I
said,
don't know, honestly, I just think most of these look like
in
they're having
Memphis,
a
there's a
stroke.
pretty little thing waiting for the king down.
You're probably right.
And what a pleasure for Herbie and me to introduce Marshall Mathers.
This is a really weird one.
But he's going to
People
join
said he's just punking them, like he's just goofing around, but like I don't think so.
starting next Saturday night. But
No, I think he's just
the world premiere.
No, because he snaps out of it. Like he's in a state like a daze, or
Take a look.
he comes
It's
to.
top of the charts.
If he was high, you don't come to when you're high. Like you slowly like come out of it. Like he just snaps like right back to it.
Yeah, sorry. Live TV.
Look, right there.
Live TV freaks me out a little bit. No. Yes, I'm sorry. What was going on?
And he's flustered too. He didn't remember the question.
A heck of a ride, to be honest. I really can't complain. Yeah, I was.
Look at the guy on the right.
I was a little down.
That
I
one's
was injured and I had
fucking
to have
weird.
surgery again, or
Dude,
with another knee.
it looks like you paused the movie
I have
or something.
teammates. Guys like Draymond, everybody on this team, they come over there, they rap.
You heard his name and he snapped back too.
Tony Snell inside. Watch there at the top of your screen over here. So Jason Terry. And meanwhile, the Cavaliers give up 2. Wow.
Can you take us through what happened with play with Jason Terry?
What play?
You ran off the court and hugged him, and
Oh, really? I
gave
wasn't
it the
paying
layup.
attention. I didn't remember that.
When you ran off in the middle of the game off the court, bro.
In the first half, you ran off the court and hugged Jason Terry, and Snell got a layup because you were off the floor.
Oh, I didn't know the game.
Oh my god, dude, you're a professional athlete. Like that's not a good thing to say. You lose millions.
So just it was a gift from Ohio State. So.
Oh my god.
Does your alter ego have a name?
Yeah.
What is it?
Can't tell you.
What the fuck?
I can't tell you. That's weird, man.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Wonderful, meaningful.
I want to see
Watch this
these
lady in the back left.
reaction.
Watch the lady in the back left reaction. She's startled, terrified by what she does.
You guys have got to try the cold chai.
It looks like she's like scared of her.
Yeah, so weird.
It terrified that woman enough to like take a big step back. Like,
What
oh my
the-
God, what is she doing?
You guys have got to try the cold.
She's a news reporter too. Like that probably doesn't.
Oh,
Look at her
God.
face.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it like affected her as much as it affected Hillary.
What the fuck?
Right?
You guys have got
Dude, she's bugging out. This was like 2016 too, before she even ran. So this is like 5 years ago.
It's like she just got like fucking fried or something. Like just
Yeah, smacked by the voice of God technology or something. Like, literally, this stuff is real. Like, yeah, she got hit by something, right?
Yeah,
It looks like it.
fucking strange.
This is a video.
Watch this. Oh, I thought Bill's going to be coming up any second. Select Willie.
Just change the section. Okay. Please.
Sorry,
Please
guys.
don't. This is.
What's this one? I don't remember. Ira, do you remember what this is?
Whoa. What?
What was when
Dude, that video is so weird. Her doing that. Sorry, what'd you say?
Oh, this one's even worse. She's like
Mhm.
really dying.
Yeah.
Everybody's just like, get car.
Yeah, they're also like looking out for her and stuff. Like this is a routine. This happens every time she gets in the car.
No, yeah. They
It's
just
like no big
see
deal.
her get in the car. That's it.
Yeah, look, she
Dude,
collapses and
what
stuff. The
the
whole.
hell?
Off-air
Dude, right here.
Bush Clinton presidential
Let's see if
election
he blinks at all.
in the 1990s, we can see that Bill Clinton was
Look at him already, dude. He's the president of the United States at this point, man. How's this allowed to be? He's like comatose or in his days, and he's running the country.
demeanor
The fuck?
seems to be similar to a person
Look at him.
under a hypnotic trance.
I've not seen him blink yet. Dude, he's about to give a speech to the nation, and he's
And, like,
sitting there
one
like
eye
that.
is going one way and the another one is going the other way.
You're right.
It could be the lighting, but
Even so, like, dude, he hasn't blinked yet.
Remember that every single man, woman, and child
Oh, Barbara Bush.
in South Carolina awakens.
It's alleged that Aleister Crowley is her father, the founder of modern day Satanism, and she looks a lot like him. The most basic form of mind control is
I would remind people that every single morning we all awaken to a safer, freer world because of George Bush.
I gotta say, look at those reptilian eyes. I'm not trying to be like one of those guys, but that looks like a freaking lizard or something. That her eyes, big old bugging
Oh,
out.
you were gonna talk about that in the next episodes too.
All of them.
That's why you're my co-host. Bringing it up. Little plug.
No pug. You guys want to see it? We're gonna
Tune into the debut, the launch cast.
Every single day to a freer, safer world.
it's creepy. I had to look away.
This is unreal.
I don't blame you, man.
I'm sick.
Oh, this one's weird too.
This is like phasing out.
Talented cast. We would like to thank. Oh, it's so heavy. We'd like to thank Netflix.
It's her, the chick on the right.
The amazing casting director
Winona
Carmen
Ryder?
Cuba.
Yeah, she acts really weird here.
I would just
Well,
like to
she's
say that in light of all
freaking,
that's going
like,
on in the world today,
plastered all
it's
the
difficult
time.
to celebrate the already
Totally in this one too.
award
He's
from
giving
you.
like a dead serious speech about like something, and she's like dogging him, like making fun of him almost.
Great acting can change the world is a call to arms from our fellow craftsmen and women to go deeper and through our art to battle against fear, self-centeredness, and exclusivity of our predominantly narcissistic culture, and through our craft to cultivate a more empathetic and
Actually, she's pretty funny here.
I think she's just kind of like just dogging him.
Trolling him. Yeah, I kind of like it actually. he's a lame.
Is he just like a
and tired.
like a shell
They
or
are not
what?
alone.
Like, dude, nobody cares what you think. Like, just
Human beings
thank your God or whatever. Get the fuck off the stage. Nobody cares what your cause is. I like her. I actually really like her here. I hope it's not MK Ultra and she was just dogging him.
As we act in the continuing narrative of Stranger Things, we 1983 Midwesterners will repel bullies. We
What?
will shelter freaks.
Hey, stop. Hey, radio, fuck
This
you.
one's cool. I like this one actually.
Radio, fuck you. Y'all don't want to lose again. A lot of people here tonight felt like they lost. You know why? Because y'all been lied to.
Lied to.
Google lied to you. Facebook lying to you. Radio lying to you. Radio, fuck you.
He starts calling out Jay-Z, man. Like, Jay-Z, I know you got killers. Don't come for my head. Call me, bro.
My life, my public well-standing at risk when I talk to y'all like this. This is a moment in the Matrix, bro. The vibes is back. You might not like it, but they gotta hear it. I ain't here beside you with a fake truth. We are all great people. We are all equal. But sometimes we be playing the politics too much and forgetting who we are. Just to win. Fuck winning. Fuck looking cool. Fuck looking cool.
This is actually a big statement for a rapper of nowadays to be saying. I know everybody thinks he's lost his mind, and he probably has since. He's probably been attacked if he wasn't already here at this point. Kanye West. Like in front of like 50, probably in front of like 50,000 people.
Like I've said this before, but it's like I think he gets a bad rap for just like being a little bit like speaking his mind and like sounding a bit more emotional than other people. I just like.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, if I said half the crap that I have going on in my head, like I'd probably be seen as like just some hyper emotional.
Talk to me like a man.
Psychotic, but
yeah, absolutely, like, I get you. Especially in the rap game, like coming out and saying like "fuck winning," like and all that shit. Like that's no, the rap game is about winning and fucking everybody else. Like looking at his head shaved. What the fuck?
Life. We discussed it.
Kanye's not saying a word, which is unusual for him. He went through a traumatic experience. It looks like right here. Trump's there supporting him, like, and Trump's being like really like.
I think he's just like.
I just want to take a picture right now.
Oh, what the fuck?
Trump's taking care of him, I think, like because he knows he went through something. I don't know what. But it looks like he was probably like, "I'll go out there with you. You got to face him. I know. We'll go. I'll do it with you."
That was weird.
That's my guess. Like, because Kanye is never acting like that.
That was it, huh? All right.
Still local.
I hope anybody out there listened or watched had some fun with us.
Okay. So, 1 second here. So, yeah, that was. I mean, I've watched things like that before, and you know, it seems like a lot of people that are just high on some junk, or they're having a seizure because they're probably high on some junk, or they're in front of a bunch of lights. They're in front of a bunch of lights that give like it kind of puts you in this sort of trance.
But bro, that Hillary one?
Oh no, well no, I'm saying that like just like being on stage in front of a bunch of people, or like on a closed set or something.
Sure.
Makes like your brain go into like this sort of overload process.
Good
and
point.
then like yeah. It's
There's
just
that, and then like the
people-
seizures, everything else, like it's probably dismissive in most every way. But what do we say about the Bill Clinton one when he's president and nobody seems to notice that like maybe he shouldn't be running the commander in chief at right this moment?
That might not have even been him.
It's probably a clone. The more I'm starting to learn, man. Like if I had to
Well-
guess, I mean, a double, something.
Yeah, maybe a robotic double, possibly.
Robotic is just as likely. Yes, half synthetic, half whatever. I know they're doing a lot of stuff. Like it used to be the old rumor or the old adage was that the military is ahead by 20 years or something like that, and then it became like an exponential difference in the 80s. I think it was where it was like every 20 years the military becomes ahead another 50 or whatever years. So Lord knows what they have right now.
Maybe not, but.
Well, I hope it was a double or clone or something, because otherwise that was the president of the United States sitting there looking like that.
Yeah, it's really hard to say. I mean, that could have actually. I mean, that film was just so grainy that it's like that could have just been produced in like somebody's basement with like a freaking latex mask of. I don't know. I'm usually just kind of a skeptic when it comes to a lot of things, but.
Me too,
Yeah,
brother. I swear.
I mean-
I've become less skeptical over the years because like I've seen shit that's just made me be like, well, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. It fucking sucks, but yeah, I hear you. I'm skeptical too, and I appreciate that. Like we have to challenge everything because, you know, if you accept everything like that, then you're gonna be uncredible. You have to shoot holes till you can't.
Right. And like you guys are probably going to talk about reptilians at some point, but like, I don't know. I would just, to me, it's like, I think there would be a lot more telling signs if there was a alien reptilian race that was able to change its skin or something to mimic that of, some human, or if they would just had like a flesh costume on. Like,
Ira, will you send me that other video we watched earlier today of the guy with Obama into the chat so that we can put it up on the feed?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What did you think about that stuff?
Yeah.
And yeah, while you're doing that, what did you think about the videos?
I mean, I just think. I mean, I'm pretty sure some of them were just like high, but
Sure, for sure.
I think, like for example, the Hillary Clinton one, that was kind of creepy. The other one where he was like just like staring deep into the.
That's the one that really gets me, dude. Like his eyes, if you look closely, look like the one, like you said, they're going in different directions. The one on the left side of his face looks like it's bugging out to the left side of his head, like a frog's eye or something.
He looks like Frankenstein's monster or something like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. You said that. I probably said that. Go ahead.
Yeah, like they just built him, and he was like just like right there standing as they talked.
Certainly looks like that.
Well, they probably needed a body double because he is on Epstein's Island so much. So
Heyo! That's the stuff you're gonna get only at Pill.net, folks. Yeah, dude,
we're
but
gonna
seriously.
talk about that next episode.
You said you got it ready to go, or what?
No, we're gonna talk about that next episode.
Oh, I couldn't
the
hear that well.
reptilians or Epstein.
Go ahead, girlfriend. Tell him.
What? No, I was just making a little promo, telling the people that are watching.
He asked, what are we going to watch? Epstein or the reptiles on the next episode?
Both. I don't know. The
answer.
first part, we're gonna.
Okay, you're getting
We're gonna
to
talk
the
about-
lines crossed. What is your next podcast going to be about?
Can you tell, Nick? I think you're more excited than me about part one.
Yeah. Okay, that's good call. So we're gonna do a 2-part, and because each of us kind of have like a good outlook at I don't want to say expertise, but we know more about the. So the first part, she's gonna kind of ask me questions about. Second part, I'm gonna ask her questions about. Each one's gonna be about an hour long. So you get a bonus round 2 after the first one if you tune in next week or something.
And you'll talk about MK Ultra, is that right?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to get to. We are going to be diving into, well, the main thing is about New World Order, but what that entails is basically, you heard of the Cabal, you heard of the Illuminati, the Freemasons, Jesuits, all these groups that are secret society, nefarious orders that seem to be powerful and stuff like that. They all have a common theme, and it is New World Order. And that's defined as a one world despotic government. So basically, they're looking to get rid of all the nations of the world and create a one world government, which is a tyrannous government, because that's the ultimate way of control. Now, the only reason I identify them that way is because they're always giving themselves different names and different fronts and different covers and stuff like that. But the ultimate end game is always that New World Order, one world government. So that's just a good way to expose them. I call them NWO. Now,
so what's the next video clip about?
That's about what you were just bringing up with the
reptilians,
clones, something just weird, not like, I don't know. Let's just put.
Okay, let's play it up here. I got it.
Cool, my man.
1 second. Let's share the screen.
Yeah, while you're doing that, like mind control, all that stuff. A lot of this stuff all relates to the New World Order. I've become convinced, anyways. I'll make my case next week. Ira will keep me honest. And then the second episode, Ira, what were you gonna make it about? Here it is. Never mind. Tell us after.
Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can't hear the video quite yet, but I don't think it was important. We're just seeing the. Look at this. Dude, look at that. It looks like a freaking gremlin or something. Even Obama's laughing at him. Like, oh my God, look at that little freaking troll elf or whatever. Obama can almost not help laugh. That's so funny. Did you guys not think that guy looked really weird? I mean, I'm not trying to say he's anything but human, but like that was really bizarre. Weird looking human. Like how he was grinning was so weird
His
to me.
skin is even like has some green undertones too.
Dude, this guy is the guy right in the dead center. Look, Matt, look at him just scanning back and forth. By the way, but as you get close, look at his featurelessness, and he almost looks like he's he looks like Lady Gaga's praying mantis body again, kind of. No, I'm thinking about it. Like that thin chest, upper chest, long neck that almost looks like Egyptian pharaoh or something. Oh my god, even that looks weird.
What?
Yeah, and he's like next to that other guy. They're both like in the same like diameter ratio, and we can't see his face. And the other dude, we can see it like almost clearly.
So you're saying it's not like a trick of the camera or anything like that, because there's somebody you can compare next to him. Like, why wouldn't
The
it be happening
camera
to him
doesn't
as well?
even pick up his face. That's
Yes,
the thing.
it's so bizarre.
You can
Look,
see it right there.
Yeah, you're right. I agree. That's really, and dude, there's no nose. He doesn't even have a nose. I mean, he has one, but it's like tiny. You know what I mean? It's not a human nose. That's a pig nose or something. It's the last time you've seen a human that had a nose like that.
He looks like that Harry Potter character.
Yeah.
Voldemort.
Yeah, Voldemort, son of a bitch.
Dude, look at the profile of his head when it was at the side like that. What? That's not that looks like ancient Egyptian maybe. But like
It doesn't even look like he has ears.
looks like a
Like
space
they're
helmet,
pressed
dude.
down or something.
Right, yeah, no ears. Dude, it's a synthetic. I would bet. If I had to bet money, that's a synthetic creation. Because it's streamlined like that. You're right. Every part of it's streamlined. That's a synthetic. It might be like a biosynthetic or like half-half. I don't know.
I don't know. That was strange though.
Bizarre, man. That was at President Obama's, that was his security. So think about it. That's really like weird, but that's definitely top of the line technology.
I thought that guy still worked for Secret Service.
What'd you say?
I thought there was a guy that looks like that, like still that works for the Secret Service.
That's crazy, man. I bet every one of the Secret Service is probably clones or whatever. Like if they're making one.
What is this? Is this something different now?
I don't remember.
Yeah, this is a different. Yeah, this is a different show.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
different.
Word.
Okay. So yeah, that was strange.
There's another really good one too. I don't think we have it on deck, but I'll try to
I
remember.
want to
to
go
send it to you.
back to that real quick here.
Yeah, good call. Now I dive into this shit too. This guy's weird. This is, again, remember, if anybody's watching out there right now, this is not like just like some dude
the other
that's at a
guy's like
place.
even further, like more far.
Right, so his face should definitely be just as blurred, if not more blurred,
Do you
right?
see that?
I do.
Yeah.
It's hard to dismiss
He's
it as like a
further
trick of the camera or something.
down the line.
Right, yes. If he was further away, then if there's
Yeah, you can't
distortion
even
on.
see that dude.
Right, yeah, I hear what you're saying. That means you can't just blame it as like a trick of the eye, or because it would be happening to everybody around him, and there's a dude right there for comparison.
No.
This is so
It's
weird. Dude,
almost
look at this.
like
A mummy.
That's so creepy.
An ancient Egyptian mummy, man. That's the only thing that comes to mind when I see a head like that.
honestly, it looks to me like it seems like
No.
this longer. Can you see my mouse going over the screen?
No.
Yeah. Okay. It seems like if I could picture this in my mind, if let's say a sort of maybe reptilian humanoid had a sort of like synthetic like skin that was almost like sort of a OLED flexible like polymer material that could like sort of like conform to the reptilian's face, but then like essentially have the
Dexterity or whatever, like to
well
stretch.
have the ability to display a human face. But then it looks like if that were the case and then it like started to fail or something,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting. No, I mean, it's as good as offer up as anything for an explanation because this is fucking freaky, man.
Well, here's another thing: is that there's a shadow on his neck here. Okay,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
kind of makes the jawline look super elongated.
I hear what you're
Okay.
saying. So, yeah. It's like maybe that's like making it seem worse than it is, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But
dude,
I don't know, his skin too, like he has some really greenish undertones in his skin. You can
Yeah, let's
clearly
go to
see
the-
it.
so there's all that, but the guy's the nose. He has no fucking nose. How do we like explain that? I've never seen a human that has a nose like that. And then also just remember, this is Barack Obama's head of security detail as the president of the United States. So we're trying to dismiss this as just whatever. But in reality, if there were to be any person in the world that would be like a synthetic clone or something, it would be exactly that person.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it from this angle, there is some weird angularity to the skull here.
Yeah, almost looks squarish.
And then like the orbital foramen or whatever it's
It's like
called.
compared to the other dude who is like further back.
Yeah, I mean that guy
Right.
looks
Like
creepy too, but
Yeah.
The skin tone looks just really different. He looks almost like plastic or clay. This guy to the top left you're touching right now. It looks synthetic to me. Again, it looks like a mold, a print is cast. And then the ears being streamlined and the nose and all that. But the craziest part to me is how he behaves. Watch his as he's scanning the room. Watch his neck. It's literally like almost like a machine.
There's that guy again.
That guy freaks me out, dude. That's not something.
It's your friend.
My buddy, yeah. I want to make that my icon for the show from now on.
Oh my god, do not do that. But yeah, it's creepy.
I mean, look,
Well,
watch him
like-
scanning the room. Watch.
But no, that's how Secret Service are supposed to act. They scan.
But like, dude, how he's doing it almost looks like a.
Oh, but look at that
reptile.
thing. There's like an irregularity in his skull.
Ooh, it's
That-
sticking out
yeah.
like a sore thumb. You're right.
It looks
Right,
so
and that's what
weird.
I'm saying. Like it
Like
looks
a horn.
like a sort of. Well, what I'm saying is, it looks like a sort of like latex skin that's been put over some weird shaped alien head.
Yes.
To get the
Dude.
illusion that it's like
humanish.
Dude,
that's such a good description, and dude, good
Look
call
at that.
seeing that.
Look at that.
So weird.
That is crazy. There's a whole plate sticking out, or whatever it is. That's not that's not a human occurrence. That doesn't happen. I've never seen that on anybody ever.
That's so fucking weird. Look at this. Here, let's just take it frame by frame here.
Dude, I can't believe this is cool. Like streaming live and discovering these guys.
So-
I'm glad. This was just like a crapshoot idea.
He
Ira,
turns
wasn't
his
it?
head, and it's like then like this ear takes shape.
Oh man, you're right.
Okay,
now he
but
has
then-
ears.
But the ears are fucking weird looking.
But they don't have like the
Yeah,
upper
they're, like,
circular
full-
lobe. Yeah, and they're back. Again, it speaks to you saying that it's like a cast
It's
or something like
a
synthetic-
film that's been
Yeah,
like
film.
tightened over some.
Also, like look at him. His eyes. They're like really just like further back holes. Like you can't even see his eyes.
They are set
That's
really
so
far
weird.
back there. You're right. And look, you can see the guy in the background's eyes. Even
Yeah.
you can see his eyelashes sometimes. This guy's eyes are like in a cavity that are gone.
You can't even see him.
Yeah, they're totally black.
In that exact frame, it looks like he has nothing. It's just like a
Right.
faceless.
Matt, I see the
dude.
alien from that frame. If you can go back to that for a sec, dude, I literally see the face of like what
Yeah,
you would call stereotypical
yeah.
alien.
Exactly, like an Omni or something.
Yeah, this is weird, man. We're sleuthing some
Dude,
stuff
that's
right now.
So fucking weird.
It's so weird, but I like it. We're getting to the bottom of this stuff. Like, this is so bizarre. But it's good to know, like, we're not, like, got people out there, if you're seeing stuff like this and you think you're, like, losing your mind, you're not losing your mind. Like, I know, like, dude, we do a pretty good job to restrain ourselves. I like to think this cast does anyways, this panel. Like, we're not prone to just dive down these things. You've heard Matt and...
Look at, okay, wait a second. Look at this is the same guy. Look at the back on him and look at the hunch. The hunch
See,
of
yeah,
the
dude.
person.
It's almost like a concave chest area that I only see on like the reptoids or whatever reptiles.
It's like,
Oh, do you see
well,
it?
that's his
I
shoulder.
don't know if you can see that.
It's like a praying mantis's body.
But there's
It's
like
the best way I
a-
would describe. Go ahead.
No, in his back, there's like I don't know. There's like a spine thing in his back. His
Yeah,
spine
like-
is not like normal.
Well, you can't.
Right, it's like
no,
sticking out.
You can't. This isn't really as.
He just has no
Does he
density.
turn around more?
His torso has no density from the side there, neither his back nor his chest. In fact, his chest looks like it's concave. Like he has no, which again would fit the alien stereotypical look where they're like real. They have like no what are they called, pectorals or whatever, real thin up top.
Yeah, look at that bulge right behind the ear.
There's like some holes.
Dude,
that's so weird.
Yeah.
There's no
There's
nose.
like this-
Oh my god.
That's what I was saying before. There's no fucking nose, dude.
But there's
It's
like
huge.
Oh, Matt, I see it. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
weird.
It looks like an alien's head, alien's brain with the big skulls.
Yeah.
Casting, just like you said, casting
Oh my
something
God.
that's trying to make it not look
That's
like
so
it.
weird.
Like make it look humanish. Get away with it. You know what, man? The changelings, the reptilians allegedly, and I've seen some interesting videos to make me think this is true. Like they change instantaneously, and a lot of times it happens when they're on camera or whatever. There's attention being put on them, and you can see them trying to fight off the urge or the oncoming change that they can't, because they're going to get exposed. So I think that sometimes stuff like this might be it sounds ridiculous, but some sort of shapeshifter or something that's mastered it enough that they can, because any effort you put into shapeshifting to becoming the more exerted effort it takes to shapeshift, the less ability you have while you're in that role. You're putting all that energy into being in that being. So the less you have to do like this kind of thing, where you can just kind of get away with it when nobody's paying attention because everybody's in the room with Obama. Maybe that allows him to stay super strong or super inept. I don't know. It's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
shapeshifting.
very strange. Yeah, I don't even know what to think about that whole thing. It's just a little bit weird. I don't know.
So we got.
It's
I
like-
mean, it's so weird.
There's just some things there that you can't like just explain away with like, oh, it's a Zoom digitalization thing. It's like
We just did our best to do that with three of us sitting here. And like slowly but surely, I noticed all three of us kind of being like, "Oh shit," and then you kind of have to indulge it a little bit. I think don't totally throw your freaking gut instinct away at all. But I mean, after we explored all those reasonable explanations, like we've heard of these rumors, like and they're not clones and stuff like that. Ain't even rumors. Like that's real technology. Droids they're working towards. They probably have them somewhere. Official stories they're working towards them. They're close. I mean, like we're rolling this stuff out at the point now that it's almost it's going against the argument. Like that there's no dude. Like to rule it out is you're being like silly and ridiculous because then you obviously don't know like the technologies they have and stuff because it's possible. I mean, they're close to it if they don't already have it.
Yeah,
And,
but here's one thing that like I always kind of come back to. It's like okay, let's just say shit was true. That like there's some sort of alien race on the planet that's like working as a Secret Service operative. Like okay. I mean, even if that
What's
were the
that mean?
case,
Yeah, exactly. What's that entail?
does that put gas in the fucking tank of my Bronco? Not really.
No. Exactly. So you don't want to know. Like, what's that going to do for me? Knowing that.
No,
I
it's
don't
not
wanna
that
know
I don't want it.
I don't.
It's just more so like. It's just more so like. What
good does it do? What's the point?
Somewhat, I guess, and sometimes I just like. It's so hard to know what the truth is because there's so much misinformation out there.
Yeah.
Planted by whatever government entity.
Whoever, for whatever reasons, God knows what. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. So it's like almost like rather not travel down the route. It's like taking the blue pill in the Matrix. You're being Matt. Didn't you bring that up the first time we ever had a phone call? You said it was with the other with Ken and the other girl. What's his name from the Matrix that takes the blue pill and betrays everybody?
Oh yeah, Cypher. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like being Cypher. You're consciously choosing. I'd rather take the blue pill. And you have to because, I mean, like that's another debate. But this would show the philosophical stuff that we plan on getting into on our podcast. So, a lot of people think that like heaven or God made Earth because God wanted to experience what it's like to live as not God. So he created a environment that you couldn't know nothing because you have to have free will in order to have true love or whatever. But you can also not know too much, because if you know as much as God, you then wouldn't be able to experience it as not God and come to those conclusions. So he found this is just the argument. He found the perfect, or what he believed to be the perfect formula to offer this ideal scenario for people to achieve like optimal happiness or love or whatever. And the only thing he said was, this is actually an allegory from the Bible in Genesis, where at the beginning there was 2 trees in the Garden of Eden. One was the tree of life. The other was the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And God said that you guys can do whatever you want here. This place I made it for you to just be free and have the best time you could ever have. There's no rules, except the one thing is, if you eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you will never be able to come back here. It's not even a threat. I'm just telling you, please just trust me as God. You wouldn't understand it if I tried to tell you, but you just can't eat from that tree. And if you don't, you'll be living in paradise forever. And sure enough, story goes that Eve was like seduced into eating from the tree with Satan. But long story short, is knowing everything like sometimes in our best interest, or is it better to maybe take the blue pill sometimes and
No, I think you should always try and find the truth no matter what. My statement,
I totally agree, by the way.
My statement really only is like, okay, just saying, okay, well, let's if this, what? You don't agree with what?
No, she said I totally agree, I think.
Oh, okay.
You agree or you don't?
Yeah,
Ira, are you there, hon?
My thing is kind of lagging for a bit.
I think she said I totally agree, and now you're cutting in and out, hon. We can't hear you.
No, she said she totally agrees, but cool. And it's like, but what I'm trying to say is like, oh yeah, she dropped off. She'll be back on. But what I'm trying to say is that like, even if we were to, have evidence that yes, this person is a reptilian and is something, or they're a reptilian and they're working for the government as a Secret Service agent. Ultimately, okay, that would prove that reptilians do exist, and that there's some creepy situation with like the government has to know about these reptilians. So then, yes, they've been lying to us about this. But then it's also like, okay, like my thing is like, if the government's lying to us about a reptilian aliens entity, then it's like they have technology that could basically like probably provide the world with free energy. But at the same time, free energy isn't in the best interest of corporations and keeping people sort of slaves to the dollar bill. So
that's why JP Morgan defunded and destroyed Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower that he was funding the whole time.
Are you getting like a phone call or something?
Oh yeah, she's hitting me up saying that her phone was lagging. Let me turn the ringer off. But I'm still gonna.
Is she gonna come back or?
Oh yeah, I'm not letting her leave. It's not getting out that easy.
Yeah, but so but yeah, to me it's just like more about like, okay, why are they keeping things from us? And essentially I think we could be a lot more advanced of a civilization, and then if we are more advanced, then people wouldn't have to do jobs that they freaking hate or something, possibly. Like, I mean, realistically, who likes to take out their trash? I sure as hell don't like to take out my trash or do my dishes, but those are things you just have to do. But if there was like a lot more technology that existed that could automate those processes, then I'd probably opt for that. Like, yeah, but then again, it's like that's kind of a stupid statement, really.
How so?
Just because it's like, okay, well, you're pissed off because the government's hiding high technology from us that could be used to better humanity, just so that you don't have to do your goddamn dishes. Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of stupid because it's just like, well, you know.
Well,
But
it's
I'm
more-
saying it's more about free energy, and
There's
when
no
you
effect
have
or
free
hiding
energy,
something from you that rather than giving you the choice. Just like secret societies think that they deserve all the knowledge and that the average person, the average man is like too stupid to have it or else he'll destroy the world. It's always those guys that want to hold the knowledge that think they have the power to run the world that end up destroying the world. And we're sitting back and just taking it because we're too good and too nice and just they know that about us. Like most people are decent and they're not going to like go out and stalk these guys.
But it's like, as everybody says, or some people say, knowledge is power, and the more knowledge you have, the more power you have.
I'd be one of those people. I agree with that.
Why would you, if you had all that knowledge, give it up?
I would give it up because just because somebody else has it doesn't mean I lose like the power that I had from it. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll move even further and higher together.
True, exactly. But it's like with all of those secrets being divulged and all that technology that could exist that could be put out there, it's like essentially like humans could colonize other worlds or go kind of have a civilization similar to Star Trek in a way where it's like I'm not condoning this sort of government that exists in Star Trek because it's sort of like this communist regime in a way, which is just completely devoted to expanding human knowledge and expanding our reach into the universe. It's like an imperialistic society, but it's also like a communist society because it's like everybody on that starship has their own job, has their own specification, and it's a very sort of socialist sort of ideal. But
it's a militarized role. Like you're cast into this role, you're playing this role. This is the mission. We're serving the state. We're serving the knowledge, the country, like a bigger cause. That's the difference between America and a communist or any other country. In America, the government or the Constitution, whatever, is serving the individual liberty. That's what it's preserving. Every other country on earth is destroying the individual's liberty in favor of servicing the state.
Yep.
That's
so
really
it's
what
like,
it's all about.
I'm not like a huge Trekkie or anything. It'd be cool to talk to a Trekkie because there's a lot of government stuff, not government, but it's like Trekkies kind of know the backstory behind everything. So it's like in the military sort of complex that exists in this sort of Star Trek, Starfleet situation. I don't think that everybody on the planet Earth is devoted to this idea of having a Starfleet. I think it's just sort of this huge government entity that the entire, it's like a whole essentially a whole world order that is behind this Starfleet situation.
Totally agree.
It's I'm sure that there's other occupations that exist outside of Starfleet, being Han Solo from Star Wars.
You'd have to be a rebel. You'd have to be
be a rebel. And otherwise you can go to other places in the universe and just live a simple sort of primitive life, being a farmer or whatever. Like Picard, he ended up going back to Earth, and after Next Generation, he started a freaking vineyard. So it's there's obviously other jobs outside of Starfleet. But
Matt, this brings up something crazy that I think this community could enjoy. It's a brain teaser. And my friend that's a physicist, one of the smartest kids I ever knew, brought this up to me. He was kind of having a bit of a crisis about it, I feel like. He was like, dude, it just kind of dawned on me, and I had somebody that I really respect tell me that space travel is, as we know it, with a mechanical engine and a combustible engine and intangible, just a vehicle as we know them, is impossible. In a vacuum of space, there's nothing to thrust off of. Therefore, you can't steer, you can't control it, you can't course correct.
You can.
In a vacuum, what are you thrusting off of?
You're using propellant.
Yeah, but you have to have a atmosphere or something.
Okay, so let's say this. So if I'm floating in space and I have a wrench in my hand, and I throw that wrench away from me, then that would propel me backward. because it's like,
I don't know that you would even be able to throw the wrench away from you. I think is almost what the counterclaim would be to that. Like, there's nothing, you wouldn't be able to move your limbs maybe or anything. Like, there's nothing there. There's no atmosphere. There's nothing to resist or push off of. Like, this is what he said to me, and I'm trying to understand it. I don't know. I'm not making this claim myself. But he's like I said, he's a smart guy. And when I started like being like, dude, what are you talking? Like, so he's like, so there's no space travel. There's never going to be space travel. Any of the satellites that they say went to a place where we had to course correct along the way, including even as close as Mars, never happened. It's something, I don't know. It's weird. Or he said, and this was the crazy part to hear him say. He said, or those fucking nuts that are in flat Earth are right, and all the stars are like inside of like a what do you call it, a firmament or something, and they're all like more local than we ever realized. All the stars and planets. And he was like, I don't even want to go down that road. But like, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of any of that. Maybe some people out there, if there's anybody listening, they could comment. That'd be cool. Bring some insight.
Well, okay. So, I mean, I'm not giving up on trying to convince you of this.
Keep coming, man. Keep it. Yeah, I love this.
It's called inertia. Okay.
Right.
And it's like objects. So it's like, I am sitting in space. Well, that does kind of like, it's an abstract. Yeah, in one direction, unless there's.
So you could never course correct. You could never change your direction once you're set in a particular motion in a vacuum. You're gonna always travel.
No, because you would have, on like spaceships, like on movies and stuff, you always see like side thrusters and stuff, like gimbal.
Yeah, but there's nothing to thrust off of.
It's not.
There's no background. There's no atmosphere. There's nothing. There's no. That's what he's saying to me. Like he's like, dude, there's nothing in a vacuum. We have nothing to thrust off of.
Then that would basically be saying that like anybody that is, or that any of the space missions that happen don't happen.
Correct, and this is why he was bugging out. He's a professional. One of the smartest guys I've ever known. I'm not saying it's true, man. I'm not saying it's just wild. Like, but see, I don't hate these kind of thoughts. I know that it's probably hard for a lot of people to consider out there if they're even taking a dumb motherfucker like me halfway seriously. But I don't consider them that way because, like you said, I like knowledge. I'm always pursuing the truth, and I definitely have become convinced that there's some seriously despicable, nefarious stuff that goes on behind the scenes and against us or whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to get all like bitter or be negative, but like I'm going to acknowledge it, and I'm going to like try to expose them as best I can along the way. Let's see who gets who first.
Okay. Wait a second. Okay. I think I've formulated some sort of notion in my mind of how that's still possible. Even though you're in a vacuum, and you would say if you're just floating in space, statically, not moving.
Okay.
That would be a lie, because you're not actually just floating in space. You are moving as the universe expands.
That's what I was just going to ask you. Okay. Yeah.
So if I'm sitting there in orbit around the Earth, because every object falls into an orbit around the Earth because of the gravity of the Earth or the moon or whatever you want to call it.
For truly,
you're always in a state of movement. So the movement would then be altered by let's see,
gravity.
No, not gravity. And really, well, I'll go into that in a second. But it's like if you're moving at a 5,000 miles per hour above the atmosphere, okay, or at least on your way towards Mars, and a small rock comes out of nowhere from the depths of space and slams into your spacecraft. Does your spacecraft then veer off course?
Dude, I don't know, but like these questions would all.
it has to veer off course. So if I'm heading straight for Mars in a spaceship, and there is an outside influence that pushes my spacecraft in an opposing direction, it would veer me off course.
I totally hear what you're saying. Like, all sensibleness definitely says
So-
that.
so
to try to picture
that-
a vacuum as is being explained right now. And honestly, I'm not challenging you. I'm just trying to get my head around all this.
Just get that out of your head. Don't think of it like a vacuum, like you're in some sort of like, glass box that has no, because atmosphere and air and resistance has nothing to do with anything in space. It only has to do with inertia, velocity, and gravity. So it's like I said, if you're heading towards Mars and something hits you, which makes you go off course, there's a sort of just like, let's say it's like a 10-pound pressure that's applied to your
So it changes
spacecraft.
direction a little bit.
It will change your direction.
Yeah.
And that would be like a positive
Thrust or
how would you
something.
call it? It would act like a thrust.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
I don't want
I
to use
think I
that
got it
word
right.
really. I don't really want to use that word because that's kind of going
Thrust,
into the
thrust. Sorry.
So anyway, like
No, I think I follow what you're saying. There was a mechanical means to change the direction, regardless of what it was, whether it was a collision or whatever. So because of that, it would seem to imply that there's a way to use a mechanical combustible rocket to do the same thing, like change direction, course correct. But the weird. That's why I was trying to take a second to really get my head around this.
That's why they have the gimbal, or I think it's called gimbals on, or it's like basically the side jets on, not just the main booster, but it'd be like the port side jet or the starboard jet or something that would push you, provide a thrust in a given direction.
Yeah. Well,
so I don't think that I think he's just getting stuck on some sort of thought that is just kind of invading his mind. And
well, he would probably say that it gets so deep that you would have never got up into space. There's no way you can be in space for me to even be considering this. It's a really, and it would imply that there's no space dust, there's no space nothing, because nothing could overcome gravity to get up there. And even if it did, it would just, I don't know. Again, he probably wouldn't even go down that road because he doesn't want to think about it. But and then,
I mean, that doesn't really, to me, I just don't see how that, it's just gravity. Anything can overcome gravity with enough power.
But the vacuum of space is the weird thing. How would your body even react or anything else really? He's saying
because you're in a pressurized environment in a tube in space. Okay, you're in a pressurized suit. Just like when you go down to the depths of the ocean, you're in a pressurized tube.
But you're surrounded by pressure that you can draw from in the ocean. I understand that. Up in space, how do they pressurize it?
With air. So they have these huge tanks that are I
guess I just don't know enough about the processes. I didn't need to go down all this road.
Nitrogen, and it's that's why when okay, for instance, you're on a plane, like a mile above the land or something in a jet, okay, and somebody shoots a hole in the side of the spacecraft. What happens?
Quickly, all the air goes out, right?
Right. Okay. Because it's at the pressure inside of the aircraft is actually more than the pressure outside of the aircraft.
So it escapes. Yeah.
So it escapes. And just like in space, since it's a vacuum in space, all that air goes kind of rushing out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think the guy might be, he might be smart, but at the same time, smart people can say stupid shit.
Well, dude, he's a huge, crazy, idiot dummy a lot of times in life. And a lot of people never realize he was so genius because like he's like one of those guys, like overly smart and like no common sense. And I love him to death. And I hope I hope you listen to this someday. But yeah, I don't know. The interesting thing to me is that despite whether any of that is valid, and this is a deep road to go down, but dude, so much shit from NASA is fake that I really can't trust a damn thing from them.
Well, you're not dealing with just NASA anymore, man. You're dealing
I know,
with
and
a
that's
lot of different space entities.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't know what to believe when it comes to all of that because I don't even know what to trust. Because it's like you were saying. I mean, NASA though is. Do you know that NASA in Hebrew means to deceive?
Okay, yeah, okay, but what I'm saying is like, okay, like
there's secret.
I don't
space
want to
forces
sound like
and-
I don't want to sound like a dick here or anything, but it's like you're getting stuck just like that one dude is getting stuck on.
No,
this
have you ever
whole
seen
concept.
have you ever seen the astronauts allegedly in the International Space Station, and they have fucking wires on them, dude, pretending they're in zero gravity? I can pull that up right now.
Okay,
Like,
well, I'm just saying.
This is
Okay,
what I'm getting stuck on.
what I'm
Why would
saying
they
is
be
that
taking it like that? Why would they be doing that to us?
what I'm saying is that okay, NASA could have faked things. We all know that they scrub. They could just be taking like photos of like Arizona with all those Mars rovers. You
There
know?
is no picture of Earth from space that has the whole Earth in it that is not CGI edited in some way from NASA ever released publicly. That's a fact. You can go on their website and and the one guy had a Freudian slip one time. He's like the guy that composites the whatever's. He's like, well, yeah, because we have to. There's that, and like it's like, what do you mean you have to? Just show me one fucking picture of Earth from space unedited, and the whole controversy would go away. Whole thing.
Yeah.
They don't do it.
But what
So
I'm
that's
saying is
why
like
I'm
it's not
suspicious.
just NASA. It's not just NASA anymore, man. Like
No, you're right. That's the
it's,
scary
it's
part.
SpaceX, it's Blue Origin, it's United Launch Alliance, it's
Project Looking Glass, if you really start getting into crazy shit like time travel, like the implications are crazy of this stuff.
Well, no, I'm
Weird.
saying just based in reality. Okay, like
Well,
we
how do
know
you-
that these space agencies exist. That
I know
yeah,
that Project
okay.
Looking Glass exists.
Okay, how the hell would GPS work if there wasn't a satellite orbiting the Earth?
Well, it would just be balloons if it's a flat plane. Somebody told me once. It would just be weather balloons.
Weather balloons? What the fuck?
Well, it would be like the satellites would be, they wouldn't have to spin around the Earth. They would just be on balloons up there.
Who told you that?
Just somebody else smart that said it to me one time. I forget who. I don't even remember.
I don't know, man. Like, I mean,
It's just devil advocate stuff. You know what I mean? Like, just because their satellites exist, like that doesn't mean they're really satellites. I don't know. That's what they said. I just play devil's advocate. I'm the host.
I know,
don't believe
but
any
what
of
I'm
this stuff.
saying is like you can see these satellites with your naked eye looking up at the sky.
Yeah, but you see them just go by in a straight line, more or less, right?
Yeah, but if
That
it's a balloon, it would be subject to the air currents, which do not go in straight lines.
Yeah, unless it was like heavy enough or something. I don't know.
No.
It's just interesting.
No.
Unless it was
No.
propelled, Matt. Also, yeah. Like think about it. If it was a
Propelled,
plane.
okay. How many? Okay, you think that? Okay, sorry, I'm just getting a little bit like okay.
I love it. Don't be sorry.
That would not be propellant. It's just there is no like sort of financial way that makes sense. It's like having like essentially a jet up in the atmosphere constantly going around the globe. When
Unless
you
they have
can
electricity, like Tesla technology that is basically free and infinite energy, and they use the HARP technology in the ionosphere like they do, and it's just magnetized or something like that. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
silent.
okay.
That's my guess. If there was to be a devil's advocate argument, I don't know.
But it would still be subject to like air currents and such.
Actually, that's the stuff that my buddy was getting at. He's like, the only way that real space travel and stuff would be possible is if it's like some sort of like electromagnetic fields and stuff like they talk about in like scientific movie or science fiction stuff.
Yeah, and that's actually what there's a lot of research being done and like different gravity engines being built right now that essentially change and distort gravity like
Yeah,
to
they trap you in a pocket of it to use it to their advantage.
say that again.
Like literally, they trap you in a pocket of like anti-gravity. There's like a field or opening of anti-gravity in front of you, no gravity, I should say, and then behind you, the field opens, and you just propel yourself endlessly and infinitely through that field without ever
Right.
interacting with like the gravity in the real world around you. It's almost like a fourth dimension or fifth dimension, if you ask me. Sounds like.
No, it wouldn't be like a fourth or fifth dimension. It would just be
It's
a
higher
distortion. It would be a
That's what
distortion
a
of
distortion
gravity.
is. Well, yeah. So if you're distorting gravity, which is like the physical realm, because it interacts with stuff on the physical and holds planets together and all that. That would seem to be maybe like a transcension of vibrational frequency to like, because what is magnetism? We don't even understand a lot of this stuff yet. Like, how does magnetism? I mean, it's just crazy. All of its implications are cool. Like Tesla knew all this stuff, and I've studied Tesla a long time, and it's
just to be getting to the real here for a second. Fourth dimension space. A fourth dimension space, or 4D space, is a mathematical extension of a concept of a three-dimensional or 3D space. Three-dimensional space is the simplest possible abstraction of the observation that one only needs three numbers called dimensions to describe the sizes or locations of an object, which they mean X, Y, and Z axis. So the fourth
so what if
dimension.
you transcend that to energy, and you don't have matter anymore, and you don't need that X, Y, Z axis?
Okay, so to transfer into energy, you would need to be breaking, like you'd need to be going like the speed of light. Okay,
or just vibrating faster. Vibrational frequency increased by harmony, by combining and perpetuating from other ones, I think.
Okay, but we're getting off subject now because we're talking about propulsion, not ascension to some.
Well, they somehow balance that out with like magnetism that keeps them here, and like I don't know. I was trying to stay on subject, but I hear what you're saying. I don't know. It's still very complicated to me. But if anybody's interested in it, I have a book series called The Matrix, and it came out way before the Matrix movie. But anyways, it's a CIA guy allegedly, and Val Valerian is his name, and the details of vibrational frequency, which Tesla said is the key to the universe. Because look, matter, the material world, the 3D universe of a static, finite, unchanging, immutable world is not actually real. And we perceive it that way, but it's really just energy that has slowed down to such a low vibrational frequency rate that our eyes and our consciousness lapse interval or some shit like that, I don't totally understand it, perceive it as to be steady, like functional matter. But most energy or most matter is made up of atoms and electrons and protons that are mostly made up of 85% like empty space, quote unquote. Well, that's not empty space according to Tesla. That's energy conductive potential. And but I don't know. Basically, everything's energy, but it's just density matter is just slowed down energy that has less potential to manifest as energy and fly around like energy does or whatever. I don't know. It locks us in place almost.
Okay, no, I follow what you mean there. Yeah. So what you're kind of talking about with the fifth dimension. Okay, and here's the definition for anybody that doesn't know what the fifth dimension is, because I didn't. So the fifth dimension is where beings realize that there is no difference between them and the universe they experience.
Whoa.
And wait a second, that doesn't really track, but let me read it again. The fifth dimension is when beings realize that there is no difference between them and the universe they experience, and that they are always creating their reality from their larger consciousness.
Wow.
So like, that's why I'm saying like the fourth and the fifth dimension are like this sort of abstract, thought or different thing. What we were talking about is really just like a gravity well based propulsion.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
And distorting your space, and you are also distorting time as well if you're going fast enough. Or if you
space time is all one thing actually, technically, right? That's what Einstein proposed.
In some way. I'm not a physicist.
If you're messing with one, you're messing with the other, basically.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yep. Because like if you go through a black hole, or not through a black hole, but through like a wormhole or a white hole, they're called, I think, and you are transported across the universe, and you're like billions of light years away. When you come back to Earth through the white hole, you would end up coming back, and it'll be like 50 years later, even though it seemed like just 5 minutes to you.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That brings me to a great thing that we're gonna have to get into in the show. I'm gonna put the name out there in case anybody like in the chat wants to add that they come across this guy. His name is Al Bielek, and his story goes that he was a survivor of the 1947 Philadelphia experiment, which was a combination. It was a combination of Einstein and Tesla technology, in which they tried to make a battleship go invisible by covering it with a certain smoke and magnetism or some shit, and they succeeded at it. It did go invisible. And by the way, they had soldiers like sign up for it, like they were more or less unwitting to what they were getting into, as they often do. And these soldiers are on board. Well, guess what else happened? So it did go invisible. It also traveled through time, according to Al Bielek and some other people. Now Al Bielek was one of the soldiers that was like unwittingly on there with his brother, and his story goes that he ended up in like year 2147 or something like that. Bear with me, because I would have always said like, time travel doesn't even make sense to me. That's just nonsense. I wouldn't even like travel down that road. But this guy's story, he worked for Tesla, Al Bielek, and I was like studying him for like hours and hours, listening to his what do you call maybe like a deathbed testimony, where he's not on his deathbed, but he knows he's like getting up there in age and he wanted to document it. And he's just talking about working with Tesla very scientifically, matter of factly, and frankly, he's like the most well put together, smart, intelligent person I've ever heard. And then all of a sudden he's busting out the story about being in the Philadelphia experiment and time travel. And so when he ends up in 2147, and this kind of ties back to what you brought up earlier about, I think you'll get what I mean as I just keep going. When he's in 2147, he's watching, like he's in the hospital and they're like recovering from some severe radiation burns or whatever that happened, he said. And as he's watching TV, he noticed that the United States of America geographically, like, from the Louisiana or the Mississippi River downwards to the west of the country is completely submerged underwater, and much of the East Coast is as well. And he's like, what the hell? Like, what happened here? And he gathered from the nurse and staff or whatever that filled him in over time that it was. This is where it gets wild. It registered me hard. It was cataclysmic Earth changes that happened drastically after a nuclear, more likely a hydrogen bomb war that happened between somewhere around 2016 and ended by the year 2022. It resulted in that, like, where half of the United States is gone in underwater, and the East Coast is gone. And he drew a map of it and stuff. But anyways, he's talking about this future, and dude, this is so crazy. He says that in this society, everybody's really peaceful. You get everything's taken. You get free food, you get free healthcare, all of that. Nothing you're not to want. And if you don't want to work, you don't have to at all. And it actually seems pretty amazing to him at first. He comes to find out sooner or later that there is no governments as we know them on Earth anymore, run by people, but it's actually each local government of the Earth, which, by the way, population of the Earth is down like to tiny fragment compared to what it was right now. And the overseers of the people in these little localized areas are a centralized artificial intelligence system that's tapped right into their brains. And so they even so much think like a negative thought or something like that against the wishes of the AI, I guess. I don't know. This is what he says. I don't even know how this goes. He probably doesn't either. But they'll call you in and they'll summons you to slave labor because you went against the system. But this is all, dude, from my studies as a sleuth way before I would like just jump into all this stuff, this is all New World Order's goal. This is what they're working towards. And when I heard him saying this stuff, like I was like, oh my God, like that's a compelling story. And he's saying it very, very matter-of-factly. But then the interesting part is the story goes that Tesla had created time travel tech, and I uncovered, I mean, this is going to get deep, but I'm in there. I uncovered evidence that George Bush Sr.'s dad, his bodyguard on his deathbed, I was reading his account, he admits to killing Nikola Tesla for George Bush Sr., and they stole his documents and stuff out of his safe. And what they did was they gave it to a CIA scientist at the time to study them for anything of value. And it was John Trump, Donald Trump's uncle. This is a fact. Like this part's not conspiracy. Now the conspiracy comes in when it's alleged that, well, also this is not conspiracy. John Trump reports to the CIA that there was nothing of value found moving forward, nothing worth them pursuing. The conspiracy comes in when people say that he in fact found technology that allows or facilitates time travel of some sort. And Donald Trump, I know, this sounds ridiculous. Donald Trump is somehow, or I've heard Barron, it might be Barron, not Donald Trump, his son Barron, is somehow a time traveler. And they used this technology in the 80s, the New World Order did, to map, it's called Project Looking Glass, where they manipulate the fabric of space-time in such a way that they can like kind of perceive possibilities of the future, and they can like narrow down which ones are going to work and which ones aren't. And New World Order tested out like every which way that they could figure out to get the one world government, and they've been working towards. And for whatever reason, they couldn't make it happen. Like in everything else, they've always been able to, after enough times, like probability-wise, you will make the end result that you want. For some reason, New World Order couldn't happen. And this is like leaked documents that I found. It's all speculation from me. I don't think I'm going to like prove this claim to you right now. But so basically, the only thing I could think of when I found this Donald Trump information about being a time traveler, I was like, well, maybe that's the anomaly that they couldn't fucking account for and they couldn't figure out. I know that's the anomaly that happened in 2016 that they couldn't account for and couldn't figure out. And he's been like they've been trying to like impeach him and stuff and all kinds of stuff. And I mean, he must have nothing. He must have like the most squeaky clean resume ever, because they've been trying to grill him, and he's just coming through like not. So like I'm not even saying it's like support him or like champion him or get into politics, but it's just all interesting how it relates to Tesla. And
So okay. It wouldn't have been like the CIA. It probably maybe would have been the FBI that would have taken the documents, or
it was actually it would have been the CIA if it was George Bush, because he was
it
CIA.
could have been that. I mean, Tesla died in, let's see here, 1943, and then the CIA was founded in 47.
Yeah, I got it backwards. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So there wouldn't be a way that the CIA could have taken documents from Tesla.
Good point.
But it could have been the FBI or some other.
It was CIA. It was definitely George Bush, according to my evidence. Like he was involved. So, he was pre-CIA at that point.
So okay, when did George Bush Sr. get into politics?
Oh, he's been doing it his whole life. In fact, dude, I just started looking into the Bush family, and it's crazy. George Bush Sr. and then his dad Prescott Bush was a Nazi. And then there's another one. I don't know. It's just like his whole background's convoluted. There was another man involved that was like his half dad. I don't know. But it's real sketchy. They came over here basically around the time of like Project Paperclip and stuff. And Tesla used to report about George Bush Sr. when he was a little boy running around his office, like his dad would be coming to like talk to Tesla, trying to get secrets. He said that he hated when that little boy came to the office because he'd always be finding him catching spying at his stuff and like looking through his things, like George Bush Sr. when he was a kid.
Okay.
So he was always like getting in Tesla's like business, and just Tesla didn't like him. It rubbed Tesla the wrong way. He felt like they were up to something. But sure enough, he ends up being the one that supposedly hires the guys to kill Tesla at the end of his life. Dude, Tesla announced on his 82nd birthday, and he patented. This is a fact. You can pull up the patent in the free or perpetual energy device, harnessing the solar magnetic radiation of the sun, and it passed through the ionosphere and or the Earth as a negative. To go to every corner of the Earth and fuel it infinitely without having to use like fossil fuels or anything like that. And he on his 82nd birthday, because every year on his birthday he would have like a scientific announcement what he accomplished that year, and he announced this. And I looked up the patent, I saw it, and sure enough, he seemed like in perfect health. I read his speech. There's like no, I mean, he's a very, very thoughtful guy. Not in any way, shape, or form showing signs of like being ill. And then all of a sudden he like mysteriously died, and I just always found that suspicious. And then I found this story years later that he was murdered. Like it all started like I was like, this is weird.
So okay, he put out the Tesla's complex field generator analysis. What is this thing called? So I'm looking up his patent for free energy. This free energy sort of array.
It wouldn't be called free. He would call it. Oh, did you find something?
Yeah, I found it's like radiant energy or something to that effect.
There you go. Yeah.
So, okay, I kind of get what he's going after here.
The United States Patent Office did.
Yeah, so basically these rays essentially coming in are, I mean, this is a solar panel.
Dude, this was 1920. I don't remember what year. Maybe the 40s. Like we've had this that long, and they've been hiding it from us. And they killed him for that reason.
He called this thing a isolatiere plate. Let's look that up real quick. So to me, it looks like a solar panel array.
It's exactly what it is. It's a battery. Like when the sun's out, it's catching perpetual magnetic or solar rays or whatever they are. And when it's not out on the other side, it stores it so it can still be distributed and generate. Like it's the perfect machine. And then he said when it gets to a certain level of energy, the only problem you're going to have is regulating how much you want to store up so you don't like blow the whole place up or whatever, because it's going to self-perpetuate itself. It's going to be free. Literally no cost, no nothing. It's just going to maintain itself. Like it's insane. You would never have to oil. None of that stuff would exist. Even flying, like mechanical flights, that would all be non-existent. We would just be using energy or electricity.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm kind of a little not skeptical, but not that this thing that he invented.
Was that the proper thing that I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, we're talking about the same thing. I'm looking at this thing.
Okay,
and
cool.
It's exactly what you're talking about. This is so this plate. It's like essentially like this sort of plate that sits on top of a standard, that it has a condensator, and it has sort of like it looks like a battery essentially connected to it. And I mean, it's how you would store energy from a solar panel. But there's this plate that sits above everything that's collecting these rays, it seems like. And it would have to be a solar panel. But what the patent fails to do is like kind of, unless it's like unless the plate heats up and then essentially like.
It impinges upon it, I think Tesla said, if I read it right. The magnetic electricity, the electromagnetism is what it is, impinges upon the solar plate, I don't know, active electrons and whatever, just ready to be harnessed or harvested or whatever. I don't know. I haven't read it in a while, and Tesla's way smarter than me. But I think that's what I gather from
it. Okay. So
does that sound right, or am I telling bullshit to the world right now?
No, what I'm trying to I guess get here is that
how do you distribute it, or
no? It's more like, how is he collecting this radiant energy or cosmic rays? And it's like the patent itself doesn't really have any sort of details on what material this plate is made out of that would be able to absorb this energy. And that's
it doesn't say like in the early synopsis or anything, because he's usually pretty detail oriented. In fact, he all his inventions, dude. When he makes these patents up, he does them after he's already invented it. He does all his drawings in his mind.
Yeah,
it's the weirdest thing. The only time he ever puts stuff down on the paper like this is when he has to get a patent for it. But like, dude, this guy's like a freak of. Like
it's like he builds things and he could build things in his mind, and
he troubleshooted them in his mind too. He said he said he could even figure out like where the issues were. It's like insane.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, anybody that's really good with their trade or their craft is able to do that.
What I'm saying is, if he's doing that in his mind, maybe he just overlooked putting it on this patent paper or whatever. It's not like he skipped that part in the creation process. He just was going back later trying to put it all down, and he might have forgot. Oh, somebody would want to know that. I could have swore it said somewhere on there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
It says P. That's what it says, and it says.
Is there not like a paragraph where he like introduces it and stuff like
it says insulated plate conducting body. That's what it says. Okay.
Insulated plate conducting body.
So that's like a ceramic plate, which has a like also that has like a conductive thing on it too, like a conductive surface.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is then. That's what's going to hold the energy, the conductive plate.
Yeah, and then it transfers that energy into
the battery, I think. or not. If not the battery, the battery only goes into to be stored in. But if they need the energy directly, it either goes into the Earth, which is the ground, or it goes into the ionosphere, which is the positive. And either way, I believe he said it could be just sent to anywhere in the world, pretty much. That's what HARP is. HARP is all Tesla technology that was developed further. But yeah, they were using the ionosphere to do God knows what. But the grounded Earth is also like well known too. So I think that part.
Yeah,
is
I'm not
theory.
denying that like all of his stuff is like super like probably 200 years ahead of its time. But
I just want to make sure this one's real too, like if or not,
No,
like
it's real, but what I can't figure out is like is it a solar panel or is it actually like a thermo? It's like this sort of. It's like if you can put like this device onto something that's hot, and it'll basically take that temperature, that hot, and turn it into energy. So I wonder if it's something like that. But then there's like this other receiver thing here too, and I don't know. It's interesting.
Probably an amplifier for voltage.
Yeah, it's like a transformer.
Okay.
So yeah, it's really cool. I just wish I could see it like actually built. I should look that up on Google. We should have a Tesla podcast at some point, or just like
Oh man, dude, that's a great
just going
idea.
over different inventions from Tesla. But
I would love that.
yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, but anyway, man, it's getting late. I think
I was just gonna say,
head
holy
out.
shit, dude. Yeah, we could talk all night, but it's like 2:30 right now.
Yeah.
Hey, it's been a blast. I mean,
Yeah, man, it's been good.
Pill.net plus ADHD. Think it's gonna be a happy marriage.
Yeah, cool. I hope you guys do a lot more podcasts, and if you ever need me on, just let me know.
Bro, we want you on every chance we can get. We know you're a busy man, so I don't want to be bugging you. But like I did tonight and many other times I do to you, I thank you for my crazy ass. But
Every now and then, I have a tendency to control the conversations, and it's sometimes better just like not to have my input. But
dude, I respect that, and I've been pushed into this host role by a few friends that want to just trust it. And I don't like doing it either, but sometimes that's needed, man. It's good. I actually think you do a really good job at like steering the conversation and stuff and keeping it moving. So like that's a rare trait that's often overlooked.
Yeah, cool.
It's hard to
Well,
do.
I'm gonna sign off, and you can do
on
your
that note.
outro.
Well, I guess I'm here alone for the first time on the internet in my 33 years on this world. If my partner Ira's still listening, she just texted 1 minute ago. I think she is still listening. Sorry, girl, that I got lost in conversation. She's going to bed, just so everybody knows. And I'll read the rest later. I'm just going to sign out right now, too. It's all about leaving on a high note, people. We got the ADHD podcast coming this week. We're thinking Friday, but don't quote me on that because I know you guys will be jerks if it doesn't happen. Just kidding. We love you very much. Pill.net could use as much support as they could get right now. And trust me, it's going to come back to whoever supports them tenfold. These guys are passionate. They're not stopping. And the quicker that they can get some help and resources, the quicker they can put an end to all the bullshit that you guys have running away from and have come to Pill.net to avoid, frankly. They've made me a home here. These guys are fantastic dudes, man. They don't seem to ask for nothing, but to I don't know. That's for another day. Well, maybe we'll have a Pill.net interview too with the two co-creators. I think that could be fun. But I'm signing off, man. This is Nick T. Holla at your boy. Come see ADHD next Friday.